Dr. Nygren, hoje na huil jishon gitje hande hanesh ingi yat nan hidi ni do le khodoye le ashimpi toro Salt Lake ado khanne gitje shle ni gitne hode ked hat enigi hode baniya do belkilnda hodi shne ango trebenie are tradisha danda tsabagan hot zande na shande is kaun Barwe get as in need ahigi hat nanigi sleish hado khas no bin yeh belho ahigi are na shadow skam ishin are keda hanat enigi are shin ke yat da hildi nil bin nachi ado hodoye upcoming holidays or appreciation days President's Day the nebenant ado Washington benant ada dat enigi Behanni at in the Nebenant Nahot Lesenda, Bedasni to Shilo, the Judigat, the Nebes has Anigi, at the Kui Datesy, Le Shihodo Bansis case, Chairman McDonald, Ado President Joe Shirley, Ado President Russell Brigade, Ado President Jonathan Nez, Ado Shilto. Honey lande the Nebadant and Lenigi, that the Hon Hilta Holonigi, Behan Nito Leshi no Belho Eshi Monday, Aroso di Schlatin Hahot Zoji Belhaz Anigito, Washington Benant Agi, Eto Behan Nito Leshi Beninachida Hedashi, Das Sauda are the Nebeke Bakai, the Yat double dosni to He. Today, hodo the Nebanant buzzes on do the Nebayajil do buns is a case gun does do the Quigoshin si alla the Taba Otan de Habaza Kapanja Rasset the Nebajin Linigijo, the Ne Yojo no Beni Nachida, Ada Beni Nachida, Yegole, Nanishan Tazgi, Naiji Snathe, hot ocean, Benanishida like it, a Hewin Zin Beni Nachishi Behanito, Monday go. Happy President's Day, Aroshi. Tashi the Nebenant Ada is not Sagi, Head Gedini Dolish. Arohone Nanagi local announcements. Yidago Tahon Nisligida Hodo Bahan Netle. National Association of Abandoned Mine Land Programs Scholarship. $2,500 scholarship for students who want to become scientists, engineers, or technicians in the field of mine reclamation. May 31st, 2024. Is the deadline. Ishi Horoy and Kashin Late Sota Hajo, Nachahodo Nil do Late Sohajo, Kayata, Zedo Nil Nenegi, Yada Ostauda, Le Besa, Babacado, Wolhoin Zone, Le Nakid the Mil Yajadom Ashla Nezetin, Honella, Babaca, Yen, Le May 31st, in Wabe, Arishi, and Kashin the Ajada, at that old Le Vint Sitzman. Emailed applications and PDF hot ocean but that do slil ishin kalshinda hatta hoda oltraigida eda be isoda be bakado so le oltrada be Kate Trajda hoda the alchidi and be kaka yedni yo be behanil do beninachida be ketraya hot ele Navajo Department of Water Resource Management Branch BIA Water Corps member internships Hojishin le Shishil Anigi Navajo Department of Water Resources do BIA she leda nan nishta soda kalchinda toda nin yeda iltra do toda beninachana alkahi do le dene are keda hat enigi haila toda halon dan zinigi ayo shanan nish de shlil dan zinigi ade da hodosle Navajo Department of Water Resources jo in le a trachelo intern lago a $600 weekly allowance no ado bekedo also internship lado na nishi lago in le 3,477 AmeriCorps Education Award honel nada bader lot alpini nachida eda so nkashindo nkeden lenigi internship tot bena nishigi ayo shana nishide shlil dan zinigi ajida Tahodosne do dininde the nebeke card nanish shaldot as jinzonda but the hoyel e shibin nachdi ho yida aus kanda and kalchin yego bita nisto are in the dostzil hot o de lad na don nisto beni nachda yego na nishat ehida aho yenda na dot as double do noda beket hadda do ka double do nil era hoje nal sosenda do sos double do nil Water Management Branch BIA Water Corps member internships no ado honne nanagi missing Navajo people dishin hodo nkidnache hada beden tahigi Delcon District 16-year-old Sienna Humphrey last seen Monday January 29th Jedito Ishi ada Asian launch jetene hada ben traffic edan lenigi dalt sound shi ado khodinaga noda Ishi Delcon Police which da dosle 928-657-8075 Ishi je habaden tahigi elchiniajan lenigi ado Crown Point District 16-year-old Levi Nez last seen February 10 Standing Rock da shi je habaden tato alto chiniajan lo je shi bik dan lenigi do khada bada hosenegi je hadaben tahigi Asian Crown Point Police which da dosle 505-786-2050 ado lokho ben khel nashne nikin nach aro khada o kesigido inda hosne hegida beni nach lata denne hada beten tha digi honde nanigi located Navajo people Anthony Sosi has been located. He was last seen Wednesday, February 7 in Blue Canyon headed towards Sawmill, Arizona. Ishin hoto hapat nestra do begeden lenigish do asria da benne dashi nacho hotatza hoto aronda sloigish bin nacho hoto inda il ado hodne nanagi what is happening in the world hanne lenigin len khamana hastan at in this anigi ibana alte ni dashi hodne researchers revealed Charles Darwin Library honne loud nal so stal tragil gedes linoda alliga in honor of the 215th anniversary of Darwin's birthday February 12th ishi hoto khayuda journal library alliga online projected release of 300-page catalog compiled of volumes and volumes of Darwin's original work ishi hoto le da alqaida ede tinhigida nachidne hotta hoda alqaida hotta hoyan sida kes Charles Darwin bit nigi ado hunne nanigi this time in history women allowed to argue before the Supreme Court February 15, 1879 President Hayes signed into law to admit women as members of the Supreme Court bar and the first one to do it is Belva Lockwood She hoto de Washington at and the satinigi slatin hahotso bikahobet jihigi hotaho nahui ahi Supreme Court but nenigi she sani be lazli aroshin gatit ahin loda even in 1880 was her first case and won her last case in 1906 she nezitin do ana khayada Sanin lo hadit ahin lo be la azli biga hanahi you can argue before the Supreme Court betoni honne nanagi Navajo life lesson le atenen hinan tindo beninachida alera ban sa kesla run early in the morning beno ha ada naden lo nail ketan ged no da shi san hiata ho do ket ani khanot anigi do ninda khayda shin hot but hadatz jol kidan shi nikamasane don kitchedon le nezetin no ba ashina khayda da shin hot benan tine naden lo he aho yanda anada khado khayge bini nach ebina se yego Johnson Keston Easton Traholzilo annehi do le ebina to ha adam naden lo nen treta but no da shin hot ocean kinan tinne shibini nachida khodo shinla bedanos anigida ayo jo di anni nana khaygira bini nach la hot os isba siaro de lo be nahide sida se yego bet zilo de schlilton sin sis KCZY da die shna nishta inigi binye bitchit zido lelta no sonje nenegidon kinan tineda beda dosle hodoshin benoda najdi nada o toshin ndel keto beda nos anida toshin go for a walk at nila shillaten the honesti tishi shikod bada ho beninach dog at beshalla azleda khot obansis case benada nadish nada ona ganjida quarter mile, half a mile, the Kandishwa, the Hainishkita, Lena Kina Desert, she added the Asayego, Nadi short the little someone, Siskish, Eshida, hot order, Dansida, Kesigido, Kelchinda, Kanda, Yego, Bedatnil, Yego, that ben ye. Holongi, Holodo, Binyana, Nata, but no, the shidden, but not kin. She hot Oshia, Jo, Quidishin Ben, Hilna Hosna. Biga dashi ettenu dash massanro shumada anint ore biga kheshena ido lil si yegun san keston easter yego ba halnya do beninach na nishbetzilo beketna nadel hot nadel on benye hot order bedel nito lil hot order Navajo life lesson benda naden hot lil no sho die wa ha ilena nation sagi chona delia nenegi banahan nedolil. I signed a 3-year contract with the Family Crisis Center, the Division of Social Services, Family Crisis Center, ona ganje da bidol kal hat noda just like tibidil into do hago do gal do harabi do kal do babahonet zango every nachne thana khaj $1 million contract hot balance sling do shin bedin that shin the ne tot wa na ho constro the ne kid hat enigi aje the house in the hated but you hot this now the do sto hone nanagi domestic violence shelter in Chinle amado al chin bagan inc sto pesos la but you hotel $743,000 hot khana khaj hot khana hot esto hot on ke de net da di nado chian do eto helen khahado zito khalet ol hawanda had nicht kha to benin da tish di liagi belche de shalo jno nana shtala de khwin zinigi benin esto pesos la becho hodelia do Chinle Chevron business site lease signing athon le Chinle le troina khagi belkhaz ando le nadin shlatna khaj bech hodelia Navajo oil and gas hot khawda jono khad li nilta no jon le Chinle wa ke da hat enegi Chinle khatnas ne le belkhaz anje right across the street down there hot business site lease khadelia don le honna hot ehla anidin nadadit alta no in da issue so peso khadenis kha do peso da biga tazlioshi tho ina khahigin jono nadot al no in da Arolto Southwest Indian Foundation sub agreement batch elia le kushinache standard na dinache the nebeke of ka the nehawan ye kan dalro beninach khadol ni non le disdin hawan dot nesbiga peso bech holia 10.5 million nikasala so dan linigi hawan bada dot ni sta 198,000 hawan baile eat en hawan sa anigido tobya adult eto beshel chi adult eto ton chonche das ahigi at en na hast hone la baile 3-bedroom tra de nehi dan chahabiga ha bahas John le kharada sa hawan jilnya sta belate en la hawan bahilin la hot en die basis die aji hawan kheda badot ahle bahilinigi yego hoya hoda dil nis hot end hawan seligi sa da dil nis no benda hoit ana hot nal sos khanada liado bela nasli do jono shin salat so kha at nekeda hatenigi bebka do was Ni Hojashada Inishki Navajo Nation Department of Social Services Bernalillo County le yo toja bkhahot zoja aji elhi khaydo khalet olan len khalchinna da hatlahido ekoda bed nenigi hajol khin del nish hot on juno skilo hol jesto le khatno shi aj sahazni beninache yat ado osto tada belana sli 16 million le business relief to artisans and small businesses le slashin de neta esto ta atsedo de kuigoshin na nestisi de yotlierigi sta 5,000 60,000 honela grants babo hot it lebin that yat etol no elo yendal nestal yat honjono le hahoshi hodina goshin hanen kiche hodal netol hoje banda to sosto slashin da sion del ne hot end dat des kalkare anne hot od nelchi so na neste yotlierigi a konde bebekado wolto bin that shin asi a kid that nestle hot bebekado wol Aro Lohone Nanagi Battered Family Services Inc. contract is not it's 650,000 hone lasta ohoto the nebe kana de lola se yego the ne yego bichid hadis nanito hoto jo be hanaste khaishe bin yehore beso bada hoilganer le the nebe Washington ebina to beda nil ango enle aita naniste yos yeri beso bichid hodel yat etole noye jono shin hoto khato goto adesno are the ne kan dalwe biga to lit noye jonogo hoto nanista nadelia are hone nanigi nanisn saige beta enishgi len his allowed and leni start as it khatin le Artesia New Mexico Police Training Academy because anigi ade enada hos ato bedina chego lela pelton chida enigido yeda nito le no ade and kes allowed and lenigi enada hos bedina cho but asil ni ana hodina goshin asia asla de idos kas ade eta hos ato bedina chego but zilon nada hedo kara hode sala nadan clean so bendel nisto hojeslo General Services because anigi Mr. Shanavan Dale Najashana Leshigi le insurance at Nenigi hate all the hajo and needigi nada no in Sloben in the le chidda we get dust get all Washington we can get dust get all the Quigo should get dust hajo that need in sto Bahilenigi yada hodol nil when so shibin in the digi nada in Tradolis Arothanle Navigation Broadband Office E-rate project. So, but the Michigan le chin lead or steamboat do coal mine canyon height all and jono into you but not anisha. Thought at the but initiation thought up because bad husband the little patient sick case be not initiated down inigi it a horse a hid in that initiation hot ben kilna hannet or do the Department of Public Safety Mike Anderson Ajashana Neshigi le Chief Justice but Nenigi Joanne Jane Khaled Ola Hajos Kisenda deal Nesto but in that le Kinda Chide Nil Idol Anit la Hajodo le Khanegi Eshigan da out Hajon da dog Ostobin in that and Dahui I but in the has Anigido Salada but in the has Anigi Hajos Kisna and Nisho 8 Joshe Hoje Executive Branch because the inch at end the ne became a car by yesterday hot end the judicial branch Chief Justice Alanja Bohodni hot in hajo kisna and the hajo alla na nishadadi nil no bina anish Aronle Navajo Hopi Land Commission a large director Shan Lenigi Sarah Slim Eltonle Beso Ayopa Noye Kisnahol do Shandal Nishigila Bidol Elo Asana Kidabiga an Nehido Leha Noshi Esa Beso Hedin Tadonle Council Delegate Aro Soshin Behas Ani had le Schlila Beswas an Yan Sidado Kisnoshi Eshik at Hede Le Eshin's not 400,000 Hone La the Quigoshin the ne that the dog Nistobik out in the Shigi that the Quigoshala but Ohigi Yenaz Nishot Ela. Ado upcoming events, Ado Yidij, Jo Salt Lake Binyana Shagi Hodina Goshin and Lin the Nehoda Shimpi Tode Salt Lake the Keda hat and yat 8 of the Shni Eshi Hode 1 p.m. to 7:30. Ado is count 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Hoda Bethas Analyst Navajo Division of Social Services Navajo Family Resource Fair no Jo the Neba Washington Khalid all the Chicago Rotho the Kewinst and do Dobiga the Hawan the Schnehoda da Noda Chenda Okan Sheslo the Nensnedo Benin the Beson Kitchen Honda Ingi Alt Isoda Hode Hansida case da Nergi Eshi Onaganja Dashi Yat Peskel Deshni Nida that's a Hoda Hai Kisrigishi get the Deshneto Yat Ein Nil Hoto Yat Ein Kidini the Hore Hoje Nahul Jisho Abens Soy Abahon Zani to Hodo Ben Kilnashni, the Dr. Boo Nygren, the Nebanant Hodo, the Mona outlet and get Nashnegi, and get Hanesh Ingi, Hehen, Hidini, the Aroshin Jonogo, Hagoshi, the Credo, Haishib, the Hagido, Haishi, the Noseneda Aho, Yanda, Nahat, Ihon Hanses case, Ehoto, Hehen, Hidini, the Letharo, the Mona Asleoshi, Hodo, and then get Hona, the Schlich, Hagone. Yat e.
Oh, yeah, this is Michael Anderson, the Executive Division Director for Public Safety as appointed by our President, Dr. Boo Van Nygren. I want to say thank you to Dr. Nygren for his leadership and his guidance of our Executive Division as we move forward. I know he's a great supporter of all of our members and staff in Division of Public Safety, which includes, of course, law enforcement, Department of Corrections, EMS, or Fire and Rescue, Department of Emergency Management as well. So I want to say thank you, and also want to extend that appreciation as well to each and every member of the Division of Public Safety, from the very top of our leaders, our managers, our supervisors, our commanders, our directors, down to our middle management, into the most important is our line staff. They're out there 24 hours, 7 days a week, providing protection for our communities. And we really appreciate every effort that they make and the sacrifices they make to their family, to their time, to taking care of the Navajo Nation. I want to say Sago. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the different accomplishments in some of the divisions. Particularly, I want to talk about the fire and rescue. Our chief, John Williams, shared some information with me that I want to extend to you about some of the accomplishments from our fire and rescue division in the Division of Public Safety. He was telling me that the Fire Academy here at Windrock started February 4th in the last few days, and they started out with three applicants, 3 potential firefighters. Unfortunately, one resigned, leaving only 2, but we're committed to ultimately getting as many firefighters out. So the academy will continue. I know that in the last academy, we graduated 4. So even if we graduate 2, that's 2 more firefighters out there serving the Navajo Nation. The academy is here in Windrock, and there are several instructors that we use throughout the program that provide training. Generally, we use members within the fire department. Sometimes we cross over into other entities or other agencies that provide their expertise to help us provide the best firefighters in our communities. They anticipate, we're hoping that the academy will end in March. That ends with a state test to ensure that we have a competent group of members of not only the fire department, but across the board to the different divisions, because it's a very tough job. Chief John Williams also told me that they had hired 3 firefighters for Shiprock, Oahu, and Amarillo stations. That's good. 3 more firefighters out there. We're just waiting for a clearance through our IMS program, and hopefully we'll have that accomplished soon, and we'll be able to get those people out there to help us with our safety needs. Chief Williams also was sharing that they'd receive, or in the process right now, receiving technical rescue equipment for all of their 8 stations. There's 8 stations across the Navajo Nation. And some of those technical rescue equipment includes rope, harnesses. Generally, he said that most of the equipment right now is in the rope rescue equipment, but it includes rope, harnesses, helmets, actually rafts for water rescues, and training for confined spaces. So hopefully we'll be able to get those distributed out between the 8 stations. It's also indicated that the P cards have been assigned for the lieutenants, for the command units, to make sure that they're available to help when we need to get our people out and about traveling, or primarily for training. So the P card is highly regulated under the Navajo Nation, and Division of Public Safety has set guidelines as to how those P cards will be accomplished or required to follow the process that's set by the Navajo Nation, as well as we provide training videos and such to make sure that we're in compliance with those regulations. So those lieutenants will be out to make sure that their crews are out properly traveling and properly getting trained. So we appreciate that. Chief Williams also had indicated that they were meeting with San Juan County, McKinley County, and the Navajo Gaming, reference some MOAs, memorandums of agreements, to make sure that those entities are there to help one another in those times when there's an emergency. Generally, the memorandum of agreements does not say that they're going to take over. It's there for when our department or our division needs additional assistance in emergency. They help a lending hand to ensure that we're not left shorthanded. So those MOAs are important to help guide and assist to make sure that we can provide those assistance, even across the line, not only on Navajo, but sometimes even across into their jurisdiction as well, and that we're operating properly and legally. So I do appreciate all the efforts from John Williams as chief of the Navajo Nation Fire and Rescue. I also appreciate all his staff as well. And as far as that goes, it also includes, again, all those different departments under the Division of Public Safety. I'm going to close out by, again, reminding you, as you're traveling, please travel safely. Make sure you're aware of where your family is going. Make sure that their vehicle is properly equipped, that they have the right equipment, they have a phone. You know where they're going, when they're going to be back. Make sure that, especially when our elderly, are out traveling, or our children are traveling, make sure we know when they're going to be back, so that we have an understanding. And then when they should be late, you notify Division of Public Safety, so that we can help make sure that they get home safely. So we do appreciate that. Don't kill cold weather. Make sure your vehicles have the proper equipment in them for travel. So that's what I have for today. Once again, I want to thank Dr. Nygren for his leadership, and I'm going to turn this over to Michelle Jones with the Navajo Gaming Regulatory Division. So again, this is Michael Anderson. Thank you for your time.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just hope you all are having a good afternoon. I'm happy to be here to tell you about our office and what we do. My name is Michelle Jones. I am the Executive Director of the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office. My clans are Ashin Shon do Tachini Bashichin, Tratnisani Dashichedo, Kayoni Dashanala. And I've been with the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office for the past 6 years. The early 4 years of being as the Deputy Executive Director, and the last year as the Executive Director. I also would like to thank our President, Dr. Nygren for allowing us to provide information about our program and our offices and what we do, and so that everybody has an idea of what the programs are under and the divisions under the Navajo Nation. Today I would like to talk to you about our office and what we do. I know that most people are not familiar with our office, the Navajo Nation Gaming Regulatory Office, but most people are familiar with the Navajo Nation Gaming Enterprise. The gaming enterprise is the operators of all our Navajo casinos, all 4 that are on the Navajo Nation, such as the Twin Arrows Navajo Casino located in Twin Arrows, Arizona, the Flowing Waters Navajo Casino in Hogback, New Mexico, near Shiprock, also the Northern Edge Navajo Casino in Upper Fruitland, New Mexico, and also the Fire Rock Navajo Casino in Church Rock near Gallup, New Mexico. So we are a Navajo Nation office under the Office of the President and Vice President within the executive branch of the Navajo Nation. We have our legislative body that has oversight from on the legislative side is the Resource Development Committee. We are what we call is an independent regulatory body that is responsible for regulating all gaming activities within the boundaries of the Navajo Nation. So gaming activities, most people don't know what those are, is usually those that are known as gambling, such as poker, slot machines, bingo, blackjack, kind of all the games that gambling activities that you see in a casino. So those are normally what we call gaming activities. They're not the video games that people play, that your kids play, or some adults play. It's a whole different type. But the industry calls it gaming, which is similar to gambling. We also, as a regulatory body, what we do is we ensure all those gaming activities that are done at the casino are conducted in a fair, honest, and uncompromised and safe manner. So as a regulatory, this includes monitoring all the Navajo casinos and other legal gaming establishments on the Navajo Nation. Our office, some history on it and background, is our office was established in 2003. However, program operations did not begin until 2006. This is prior to the opening of the first Navajo casino, which was the Fire Rock Casino, in 2008. Our office started in 2006 with about 5 full-time staff and now has grown to 81 full-time employees in 2024. This correlates with the expansion of the Navajo casinos within the past 17 years, the last casino being opened in Twin Arrows in 2013. Currently, our office has 5 departments, 3 of which play a major role in monitoring and enforcing gaming laws, rules, and regulations applicable to the Navajo Nation. This is our employee and vendor licensing department, our gaming enforcement department, and our gaming surveillance department. And most of our work sites are located inside the Navajo casinos. The laws and regulations we enforce include the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act, the National Indian Gaming Commission's federal regulations, the tribal and state gaming compacts that we have with the state of Arizona and the state of New Mexico, as well as our own Navajo Nation laws, which is the Navajo Nation Gaming Ordinance and the Navajo Nation Tribal Gaming Regulations. As a tribal gaming regulatory office, we ensure that Navajo Nation stays in compliance with all federal, state, and tribal requirements. We also make sure that all legal gaming establishments are done in a safe manner, and that those that are participating in gaming activities we do that by licensing those facilities when it has passed all required inspections. This includes the building and the building soundness, all the way to even the gaming machines. We inspect all the machines that come through and which people play on. We also work at stopping and preventing and deterring cheating at the gaming facilities. Some cheatings include what people call, like if people are trying to bring in things that are not supposed to be in the casino, trying to bring in different cards, and so forth. We also monitor and investigate any unusual and suspicious gaming activities. We also issue gaming licenses to potential employees working in a gaming facility. And this is done by conducting a thorough and rigorous background check. We ensure that the Navajo Nation's investment to generate revenues from gaming activities is protected from fraud, theft, and other infiltrating crimes. So in a nutshell, the way we say it is we try to keep the mob out of the Navajo casinos. We may not be a revenue generating office or program, but our work is essential in helping the Navajo Nation generate revenues through gaming activities. So this takes me beyond the Navajo Nation casinos and what we do in our office. So beginning in 2024, our office will be working on enhancing our public awareness and education efforts on what is legal and illegal gaming activities on the Navajo Nation. We hope to educate and protect citizens on the Navajo Nation from engaging in illegal gambling activities, such as internet gaming. And most people know this by social media bingos or bingos that are done over the internet, raffles that are also done over social media and internet. These are all illegal and unregulated activities. So we hope to protect individuals from their money, because some of these type of activities, sometimes there's not a winner, and whoever's hosting these don't pay out. So that is our next activities in 2024 to try to provide the education. Also in 2024, we hope to help the Division of Social Services in establishing a problem gambling program so that those that are suffering from gambling addiction are able to get help. Thank you for giving me this time to talk about our program, and I hope to provide more information in the future about our program and what we do, and also our accomplishments. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yate che Tom Platero and Chia touching Shlong to Bajaji Bashin, but Ane Dashe Shin Dashanala. I work with the Navajo Department of Transportation. I've been there since January 1st, but I've previously worked there. So it's been an interesting few weeks. One of the things that I wanted to share with you all is that Navajo DOT is going to be recruiting for positions. Right now we have about 50 vacancies. So people that are interested in coming to work with DOT, we'd like to have you check the website for Navajo Nation Department of Personnel Management, www.dpm.navajo-nsn.gov. We'll be advertising our positions through there, and then you'll submit your application to them. They'll do the assessment and then recommend those applicants, or they'll refer the applicants that are deemed qualified after the assessment for it. So we ask those that are interested to come join our team. We do need a lot of help. We'd like to hire our own Navajo people to help us run Navajo DOT. One of the things that we've started working on and trying to make sure that we improve is public involvement. By public involvement, what I would like to see is a little bit more the public being part of the planning process. Transportation is a whole connection of this and that and all kinds of different moving parts. But the main thing is that the planning portion of it starts that whole process for a project to get done. So we have been working with our planning director, Leanne Roy, to expand the outreach into the communities. One of the things that she has released is a letter that should be going to all 110 chapters regarding resolutions for transportation projects. Right now, you have chapters that pass resolutions, agency councils that pass resolutions, but nobody really seems to know where they all go. What we want to do is have all of those entities submit the resolutions to the planning section within Navajo DOT so that we can have that included when that planning section is working on different projects for all that. So hopefully the chapters will receive those letters shortly, and it has contact information on where to submit those documents. The next one that we're working on in the last few weeks is the partnership of transportation. Our office has met with the Federal Highway Administration last week in Washington, D.C. We have outlined for them what our plans and priorities are, what our initiatives are, and what we'd like to see as far as expansion of services on the Navajo Nation. So they are in support of it, and they have pledged their support to try to get things done and moved as quickly as possible. We also had a meeting with Coconino County. Our meeting with them involved a agreement that will allow continued work on roads within Coconino County and also some project funding from them. We also met with Navajo County. Navajo County is partnering up with Navajo DOT. They will be providing funding for 2 heavy equipment operators that will be paid by Navajo County to the Navajo Nation so that we can have additional operators out in the field. We also met with San Juan County, Utah. We have a agreement with them that will allow for additional blading in that area. And we, during the Indian Day in New Mexico, we met with the New Mexico Department of Transportation, the transportation secretary there, and we outlined how we can advance our partnership. And one of those is including the use of milling within the New Mexico DOT and how Navajo DOT can access some of those materials that are there. In the coming weeks, we'll be scheduling a meeting with the Utah Department of Transportation, Arizona Department of Transportation, Arizona Federal Highway Administration Department. And in March, we are hoping to sponsor a partnership event that includes all of the counties and the Navajo Nation so that we get a better understanding of each of our roles in the administration of transportation within the Navajo Nation. The next initiative that we're going to be undertaking is transparency. Navajo DOT is working really hard to get more information available. Our website is needing some work. We want to be able to have people access information through our website. And the thing that seems to be there is it's hard to navigate. And so I tried looking around on there, and I looked at a bunch of state DOT websites. To me, they're not user-friendly. There's a lot of information, but it's very difficult to find the information on those websites. So I'll be working with our IT section, create a website that's user-friendly so that you can access information as quickly as possible. And part of that is making sure that people that aren't necessarily techno-savvy, kind of like myself, I'm not the brightest person when it comes to technology, but if I can use it, then anybody should be able to use that. So that's transparency that we're really working on. We need the public to know more about what we do, how we do what we're doing, and what we have finished. And a lot of that entails making sure that everybody can understand the information available on there. The really interesting thing that's going to come in the next few weeks is with tribal permits. The Department of Highway Safety is located within the Navajo Nation Department of Transportation. We have Stella Brigade, that's the interim program manager for that. We went and reviewed their approved plan of operation, and there's a section in there that allows Department of Highway Safety to do driving record checks. Right now, historically, fleet management issues the vehicles, highway safety issues the driving permit, and then the background checks are done through Department of Personnel Management through their background investigation department. The issue is that we're issuing permits, but we don't actually access the driving records of individuals. So we want to change that and create a new process where when you apply for your permit, you will have to have a driving record background check conducted at that time. So we did an experiment when we were working through the logistics for this. We did my background check, my driving record, and it took about 3 minutes for us to access it. And the only thing that's going to be a little different than the old process is that we're going to have to raise the cost of the tribal permits from $5 to $12. But we got my driving record in 3 minutes, and it was an official document. My driver's license is issued from the state of New Mexico. So through their website, we were able to get my report thing, and that's how quickly we can get those ones done. So in the past, we've issued tribal permits, but really not had any documentation to support that these individuals have a clean driving record or something changes. So that's where the disconnect between our highway safety department and the background investigations, because background investigations only checks the driving records every 3 years. So if there's something that happens in between the time the one background check is done and the next background check is done, there really is no way for the Navajo Nation to ensure that the operators of our tribal vehicles are permitted to properly prepared to do all of those things. There's a lot of other things that we're working on right now, but we don't have that much time for all of this. So I just want to say that if you have anything that you would like to talk to me about, my contact information is available on our website. Again, www.navahodot.org. My email is tplatero, Platero, @navajo-nsn.gov. So anytime you want to forward us some information, we're more than happy to listen. So with that, I want to say thank you for your time. And if you need to contact me, shoot me an email. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yate Arnoldsko, Sheya Sarah Slim Chiedo. I'm the Executive Director for the Navajo Hopi Land Commission, and I work under the Nygren Montoya Administration. And we work with the 23 chapters that have been impacted by the former Bennett freeze, and also NPL and some of the HPL families that still live within the Tzilhagene region. Good afternoon. Naha Henson Dokodosha Naho Ahagi Hashilson Loe Dahuisago Kon Navajo Hopi Land Commission Doshilson on the Shil Inigi Yakodo Tragoshi Yakodo Bahashnet Dole. The much anticipated resolution that would complete the Denary Location Funds Policy, the Navajo Hopi Land Commissioners, they convened a regular meeting, and in that meeting, we got the resolution approved. The policies were first drafted under the 22nd Council 23rd Council, 24th Council. They managed to get the funds management. The legislation was approved. It took the 25th Council to finally get the manual into its final draft. Everything was good to go. So the attorney's resolution and today the Navajo Hopi Land Commission, they finally blessed the resolution, which is the Relocation Funds Manual, which authorizing the Navajo Hopi Land Commission office to administer the relocation funds. AD funds on an annual basis for Behazani, the way the policies are circumvented. These are revenues generate on an annual basis. 111,000. That's how much on an annual basis. That's how much funds that we're looking at to administer and to give out to the beneficiaries that do apply. So of that 110,000, when you break that down, housing, 55%, although education has we can disperse 20%, although infrastructure, 20%. I'm sorry, I apologize. Education, 10%. Although infrastructure, 20%. For our office to administer the funds, we're gonna take off 10%. Although investment, because 5%. The relocation beneficiaries, but the relocation funds manual was established. The Navajo Hopi Land Commission feel free to certainly reach out to the Navajo Hopi Land Commission office so we can begin to engage the clientels if they wish to apply. There's a lot of our beneficiaries, and a lot of these people are looking for resources. I started working with the Navajo Hopi Land Commission the first week of October, and one of the first things I began to realize is that the services that we were providing to the outlined beneficiaries within NPL, former Bennett Freeze, wasn't a whole lot aside from the escrow monies that went to former Bennett Freeze. And we started to assess all of the housing characteristic forms that were submitted by clienteles that do come and encounter our office. 300 plus applications. So my staff, and also including the 9 council members that we work with that make up the Navajo Hopi Land Commission. Right now, we crafted resolution. These are unfunded requests. These are unmet needs. And to begin to address those home repairs, we need to, in a concerted effort, work really closely with the 23 chapters, because those clienteles that we pulled, that information, we need to really work with the chapter managers within the 23 chapters to really do follow-up to make certain that these people that are submitting their application are certainly just to validate that they really do have those needs. And we also would like to take a closer look at the assessments that were already done at the respective chapters, because chapters are there to assess their clientele, and this provides an opportunity to develop that working relationship with our chapters to really begin to hone in on individuals that certainly do meet the the criteria to begin to shore up resources so we can make amends or make repairs to their homes. And what we certainly did too from the Navajo Hopi Land Commission office is that we also did outreach to the Office of the Navajo Indian Hopi Relocation. And so where I had a chance to meet with Chris Bavasi. Some of these clienteles are folks that have got their relocations home built within the past 30 years. So those are some of the discussions in the name of getting home repairs. And so there's hope. And one of the things, the response that came back from ONER is that maybe perhaps if you fine-tune your list of individuals, put a proposal together and bring the proposal before ONER. So, and that's where we're assertively moving forward. We did get a draft resolution developed where we're gonna, once we vet the draft resolution that's established, to work with ONER. And we also, since we only have, we're short on staff within the Navajo Hopi Land Commission. So what we've done, the decisions that we made internally within the commission office is that we put together a supplemental, and that supplemental request, we're going to move forward with working with the Navajo Hopi Land Commission, and we certainly do have their endorsement to move forward with requesting for 400,000 plus from the unmet needs and requesting those funds out of the UUFB. So we're going to be moving forward. So at the next meeting, I anticipate that we'll be moving forward with the draft resolution for the UUFB and the amount of 400,000. That's essentially to hire more staffing to really strategically address all of these homes that need repairs at these outlying areas. And so, and those are some of the things that we're currently working on. So once we get a chance to vet these draft resolutions, we'll take it before the commission. So I would like for the commissioners to put forth their comments and put forth their additions. And once we get these resolutions to that level, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and deploy that finalized draft out to the 23 chapters that we currently work with from the Office of the Navajo Hopi Land Commission, and we'll be asking for support from the respective chapters. These home repairs, these are people that have their relocation homes that were built, that there's no funds. So this is one way we're moving forward to begin to address these homes. Lastly, I just wanted to talk about the federal bill. I know this is kind of premature, but because this is huge, and I think it's important to get these type of information out to the outlying population to ensure that we're all, along with the commission and the various chapters, all are keen on the Navajo technical amendments. Today, there was an extent discussion that took place within the Navajo Hopi Land Commission meeting with respect to the Navajo technical amendments. At the next meeting, right now, there's legislation that's being drafted. So I also anticipate at the next meeting, we're going to go ahead and get a resolution introduced. And again, that's subject to the Navajo Hopi Land Commission. So, and once we get to that level, we're going to get that finalized draft developed with the commissioner's input. We're going to go ahead and in a synchronized fashion, move forward with that finalized draft resolution of the technical amendments. And also I would like to see talking points be established too, for the Easy Lift, which is the first technical amendments that we're moving forward with on behalf of the Navajo Nation. So that way the talking points will certainly help a lot of our chapter officials be able to communicate to their constituents and break up a lot of this information that's pertaining to the technical amendments. Washington, a federal bill, Congressman Hashin Law, as information that was provided within the Navajo Hopi Land Commission this morning. I do understand that our congressman from the state of Arizona is more than willing to move forward with these the federal bill at the national level. And also, lastly, I just wanted to share our Navajo Hopi Land Commission office. We're currently working with IT and developing and finalizing our website. So a lot of this information we're going to be pushing off to the website. So that way we're transparent, and that way it gives opportunities to work and be engaged with the general population out there. And then our office's phone number is 928-871-6441. You're certainly more than welcome to email me. My email address is Sarah with an H, SARAH.slim, SLIM at Navajo-NSN.gov. From Window Rock, in the Kahot Zando, Thank you so much. Have a good day.